What if in this life you could have achieved everything you ever wanted, but you didn't because you were too scared to even try? Today, I'm sharing the 3 biggest lessons I've learned as a 48 years old woman. Whether you're in your 20s, 30s, or even 50s, these lessons will transform the way you truly think, live, and grow. Lesson number 1, you are what you repeatedly do. As someone who's doing research in PhD in behavior science, one of the most powerful lessons I've learned is the importance of habits. I'm sure you guys have all heard about the importance of habit forming and habit breaking, but it's easier said than done, right? It's New Year's and you make the big goals and you swear you're going to exercise daily, save more monies, break addictions or dependency. But after a couple of days, a few weeks, you're right back to square one. I'm going to tell you where you went wrong. You're setting the big goal because they look attractive and your focus is on the end goal and not the process. Don't set goals, set systems. Take James Clear's atomic habit approach. Habit compound over time. Or as he said, habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Imagine saving just $2 a day. After a year, you had $730. Now, apply the same principle to habits. Reading 10 pages, exercising for 15 minutes, or even practicing mindfulness for 5 minutes a day. These small actions add up and over time creating massive change. Why? Because you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. A study at Duke University showed that about 40% of our daily actions are driven by habits, not conscious decisions. Think about that. This means our habits or systems shape who we are far more than one-off efforts. Look at anyone you idolize or a successful person you look up to, and they've all had systems and habits in place to get them where they are today. I'm not here to promote a hustle culture and that you have to wake up at 5 a.m., go on the 5 km, run every day, or hold 5 jobs. What I'm saying is no one wakes up 100% motivated. No one wakes up wanting to do all the things she had to do that day. But the one who does it anyways wins the day. And our goal is to win the day. And over time, you will build the discipline that will build your habit, that will build the future you're envisioning. Because it's only a matter of time that your motivation runs out. You become tired, you become lazy, you don't feel like it. But discipline, it's doing everything you hate like you love it. I learned this in my late 20s and 30s, where I was a very motivated and ambitious girl with lots of interests. I got my MBA, then I did my Master in Law in Natural Resources Conservation, and then complete a negotiation master program in Harvard. And then I signed myself up for 2 PhDs in behavior science and AI. I know, a lot, right? While trying to achieve everything I wanted. For me, habit building wasn't always easy. I was an overachiever and had all these lofty dreams. But I was only able to achieve them once I started small and build habits over time. So I knew I was equipped to take on bigger and multiple tasks. Trust me, 1 push-up a day seems insignificant, right? But over time, the 1 push-up will turn into a full workout routine. Start where you are and let the momentum build. Lesson number 2, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. What if I told you that the biggest barrier between you and the life you've always wanted isn't your circumstance or your skill? It's your mindset. Your mindset determines how you approach challenges, setbacks, and opportunities. So what you fill your mind with becomes a mindset. The words you speak will become a house you live in. If you want to change your life, focus on who you want to be over what you want to achieve. When the habits comes from who we are, we're far more motivated to actually get what we wanted. Next point, stop consuming relatable content. Like, oh my God, leaving work until the last minute and means on procrastinations. So relatable, right? But the more and more you consume those content, they subconsciously normalize disruptive behavior. And now you think, oh, everyone is doing it, so it's fine. So on a broader level, keep In check who you are following on socials, contents you've consumed, and then to the real life friends you keep around you that influence the narrative you tell yourself about you. If you believe you are capable, your brain and body will respond accordingly. And the easiest sample of this is placebo effect. A Harvard Medical School study found that even when patients were told they were taking placebos, 59% still report symptom relief. Why? Because their belief in the possibility of healing triggered real physiological changes. It doesn't matter where you are at in life right now and your circumstances. It's not about the past traumas and experience define who you are. It's about how you define them. It all depends on what you focus on. This principle of rewriting your personal narrative is also a technique used in narrative therapy by psychologists to support trauma survivors. So, how do they do this? It works by identifying individuals separately from their lived experiences and empowering the same individual to use the same approach when dealing with their problems. It helps people to process their trauma and understand how the language of their story shaped their lives. And lesson number 3, you're a human being, not a human doing. And here's the real takeaway. It all comes back to who you're being. We are so focused on doing. We forgot to take a step back and be. You won't be able to effectively achieve lesson number 1 and 2 before you have this one figured out. At the core of it, everything in your life is a story you've chosen to live out. And you're the one writing it. You're the author. And that's not something to take lightly. This is your life. Your reality is nothing more than a reflection of the truth you've decided to believe in. So when you set your core belief in stone, everything else will follow that, your habits and your mindsets. Now ask yourself, what do you truly value? What beliefs are shaping your stories? When you figure this out, it becomes much easier to deal with the gossip, your comparisons to your peer or friends, insecurity and the rest of it. You become more confident, cool, not cold, composed in who you are, and it helps you to be more graceful, content, and to be more present. You'll be experience life in its fullness, to find beauty in the familiar and mundane. So there you have it, the 3 biggest lessons I've learned. These lessons changed my life, and I know they will change yours too. As you reflect on these lessons, I'll leave you with this question. What's one small change you can make today to move closer to the life you want? Let me know in the comments and I'll love to hear your thoughts.